Hi, I live in your attic, and this is a no BS review of the G8 slider I got from GiniRigs-USA.com. I recently picked up the G8 slider as part of a package deal. It came bundled with the Advanced Extreme 17 shoulder rig. I wasn't looking for a slider, but I've used one before, and I thought about getting one myself in the future, so it was worth it to get along with a rig that I would get anyway. GiniRigs products are based out of Korea and advertise high-grade materials at a low cost. It came in a beat-up package via DHL. Everything was wrapped in bubble wrap except for the parts that made up the slider. They were wrapped in pages of a Korean newspaper, which was amusing to find. I think it has something to do with the fact that the G8 is a new product for GiniRigs. There were no documents that came with the package, except a piece of paper that had a list of pieces that comprised my order, which were hand-checked. While there were no instructions on how to assemble the slider of the rig, the parts were simple enough that I simply looked up the pictures of the completed products on the GiniRigs website. The parts are all solid steel and feel sturdy and heavy, especially the two bars that span the length of the slider, which is the most important part. These bars need to be strong enough to remain rigid while the camera and the slider head move along their length in order for the shot to get the right look. They definitely are for my purposes, which is a DSLR-ish size camera range. The slider head itself runs on 8 highly concave plastic wheels that hug the two bars snugly with very minimal play. One of the wheels came with a small amount of damage on the outside that didn't affect its function. It glides smoothly with the appropriate amount of friction and resistance. Shooting with my 60D and the 18 to 135mm kit lens at minimum and maximum zoom, which is technically 28.8 to 216mm, taking into account the 1.6 crop factor, there was very little shaking and shuddering or bobbing due to the weakness or flex in the two steel bars. I thought that the two screws on either side of the head might be for gradually increasing or decreasing friction in the sliding movement, but they serve only to lock the head in place. There are slots all over the head which I thought were pieces to adjust the placement of the fluid head side to side or up and down, but none are big enough to fit a standard 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch screw through the center, except for the center hole. Another thing is that there are no easy mounting options for the slider except for the included legs. The legs are good, they're solid and lock in place well, but they require a relatively flat surface to be mounted on because they're not quickly adjustable. The balls on the tip are also made of steel and are removable, with a long threading which helps adjust the height and fine-tune individually the legs to adjust the level of the slider. At first I thought the thread might be a standard 1/4 or 3/8 inch, which would make it easy to mount it to most tripod legs, but they definitely aren't. Oddly enough, the holes along the sides of the legs are threaded and fit a 1/4 inch screw, but I'm not sure what purpose that would serve or how you get a use out of that. The G8 slider is well built, but it's a basic piece of equipment, and it spares frills like packaging for low prices, good materials, and a decent design. Having only used one other slider before owning the G8, besides a shoddy PVC contraption I built myself, and only one time at that, I can't compare it to other sliders. But I definitely can offer a first impression and hopefully a better idea of what you might be getting into. I would probably prefer a slider that was more adjustable and offered more and easier mounting options for the tripod legs. But as a first slider that I essentially got for free, I think I got away with a great deal. And I look forward to shooting more with the G8. Thanks a lot.